Well, good morning, Melissa, and happy Friday. Do you have any big plans this weekend?
My sister's coming in town,
Yay, that's
so we should really be going and visiting her in Washington State at this time of year, but she's coming
right,
here.
right. Wow, yeah, because it's beautiful up there this time of year.
It is. I know.
Good.
She missed our nice, cool July. So
Yeah, well,
down
good,
on the lake a little bit in the evening.
good,
So
good.
how about you?
I just have open houses, so just working as always.
Well, it's a good time to host open houses because I think the buyers are going to be coming out because right.
Okay, so let's get right into that and talk about it. It sounds like there's a ton of exciting news right now. So tell
Yes.
us what's going on.
So the Fed met this week and they decided not to cut interest rates yet, or I guess it was last week, not to cut rates yet, but all indicators point to lowering rates in September. And then today we got jobs reports that were way weaker than expected. So that's just more evidence that the market's cooling and rates will need to come down. Some people are talking about a full rate cut, full 1 point rate cut before the end of the year. I don't know.
Wow.
I think let's start with a quarter. Maybe
Yeah.
half. I mean, anything at this point, I
Right.
think, is
Mhm.
positive, and we need to be grateful for it because rates have been high for a very long time. But
Uh-huh.
today, the conventional rates are the lowest they've been in 52 weeks.
Wow.
So
So
yeah, and
wow.
I mean, there are opportunities for people out there to buy at rates that I think people are comfortable at, like FHA loans. I priced one yesterday at 5.99. That starts with a five. People, let's go. And then the average conventional loan today is about 6.5. There are lots of ways we could buy that down into the fives to start with or permanently. And if you're buying a house in an area that qualifies for any sort of special community lending, I priced one of those out yesterday, 5.875 conventional loan, fixed 30 years with 1 point back to the buyer to cover their closing costs. So, I mean, there are opportunities out there that I just don't think people totally grasp.
And that's the unfortunate thing. Yeah, that's the unfortunate.
And there's a ton of inventory. So get out there while you have some leverage.
So, and with that, yeah, there's a ton of inventory. So buyers are taking their time, dragging their feet to buy a home because, they can. But
Yeah.
the problem is going to be, as you and I know, is that as these interest rates continue to come down, more buyers are going to come out, making sellers way more happy because they're going to
Yeah.
be more multiple offers, which is, the lower the interest rate, the higher their home prices go. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, between now and September, I firmly believe interest rates will, well, I shouldn't say that because I firmly believed a year ago that we'd be in the fives by now. So
Right. Yeah. But no, I think we're trending down. I don't see anything that would cause this to change materially. And I think we're going to continue to trend. We're not going to get into the fours. Nobody should be hoping for that. You can hope for it, but don't expect it because I don't
right,
think it's going to happen.
right,
But buy a house now, watch it appreciate, refinance when rates come down, as long as you can afford the payment right now.
right. Exactly, exactly. Because here, like we keep saying, homes do nothing but appreciate. So get the lower value now and watch your home appreciate year over year. Uh,
Yeah.
if you wait for your interest rate to go down, the appreciation cost that you'll be paying on the home in a year that you expected the interest rate to come down will far outweigh the 1% of interest rate.
Well, I did a homebuyer class yesterday, and one of the things that I showed was it was house hacking was what the class was about. And one of the things I showed is like if you buy a house every year, you can buy a house to live in. You have to live in it for 12 months, and then you can turn around and buy another owner occupied home. And looking at that, like what would it look like to buy a house this year and then next year and then the year after? And so you see the appreciation. And I'm going to show you this slide if I can. Try to Yeah, I think it can be this year. So, it's just kind of crazy because even as rates come down, your payment is going up because the price of the home is going up. So let me see if I can share this really quickly. Unexpected little thing here, but okay. So
I
I
remember,
think this is kind
I
of cool.
remember you sharing it a couple weeks ago with me.
So this is
Hey.
like you buy the first house, 350, wait a year, 4% appreciation. You're paying 364. Your rate's lower, but your payment is still higher than if you bought right now. And then repeat that year 3, you're at 370, 378. Year 4, you're almost at 400,000 for what is essentially the exact same house as you bought for 360, 350 this year. And your payment goes up every single year, even though your interest rate goes down every single year. In this example, I mean, we don't know if this.
And the first line is the purchase price, and that's the same house, but because of appreciation in 4 years, you're gonna recognize almost $44,000 worth of appreciation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So these are the things that I don't think people necessarily think about. Like, I'm gonna wait for rates to go down. Well, you're also waiting for home prices to go up. So you're defeating the purpose of waiting.
Totally get it. That's a great visual. Thanks for that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so we're hearing, September interest rates, feds are gonna lower the Fed fund interest rate, and we know that that can affect mortgage rates.
Yeah.
So,
So what we're gonna see is we're gonna see mortgage rates come down anticipating that. And so that's why we're seeing it right now. So mortgage rates are coming down right now because they're quite very certain that the Fed is going to reduce the federal funds rate in September. Now, if they reduce it a quarter point, I don't think mortgage rates will really move at all. If they reduce it a half a point, we'll probably see mortgage rates drop a little bit more. If they don't drop rates, then you would see mortgage rates go back up. But I think you're going to see this decrease happen ahead of the Fed's move. People are going to realize that it happened when the Fed says they lowered the rates. Well, they didn't lower the mortgage rates. The mortgage rates had already dropped, anticipating this change. So if you can get in now as a buyer before everybody else realizes in September what's happened, you're going to be ahead because you're competing with less people.
yeah, I totally agree with that. So now is the time to buy. There's plenty of homes on the market. And interest rates have come down. You can very easily get into a 5%, high 5% interest rate. So,
Yeah.
get ahead of the scuttle that's going to happen once people start realizing interest rates are really falling, are really coming down. So, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for that great information. This has been a week that I was looking forward to. So I'm glad we're finally, seeing some good downward spiral in our interest rates, and the
Me
house
too.
market is still good, and
Yeah.
homes are just sitting a little bit longer. It's a very normal market right now, still on the seller's side, but it's a normal market. So
Yeah.
we just have to go back to the old ways of working hard to get homes sold.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for
We're very
listening.
good at that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I will add your contact information, and I look forward to next week when we meet again and see what great news we have then.
Yes, me too. Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks. Bye. Have a good weekend.